Song 20. Milarepa's meeting with Chon Repa. Obeisance to all gurus. As predicted in Marpa's prophecy, the jets of Milarepa set out for DC Snow Mountain with several of his disciples. When they reached Lower Lake, one of the disciples pretended to be ill and would go no farther, so the journey was interrupted. Milarepa then stayed at the upper Lowo that summer and preached the Dharma there. When the autumn came and Milarepa was about to go to DC Snow Mountain, the disciples and patrons gave him a farewell party. They all circled round and made offerings and obeisance to him. The patrons then besought him for instructions because they all realized that no one could tell when they would meet again. In response, Milarepa sang the right yoga practice. I, Milarepa, the man, the yogi of Tibet, have little learning, yet are my instructions great. I take little sleep, though persevering at my meditation. Humble am I in heart, but great is my persistence. Knowing one thing, I know all. Knowing all, I know they are one. I am an expert in absolute truth. My bed is small, yet I am free to stretch my legs. My clothes are thin, yet is my body warm. I eat but little, yet am satisfied. I am the one whom all yogis venerate. To whom all faithful come, a guide on the dread path of life and death. Unattached to any home, I have no fixed dwelling. Disregarding all, I do my will. I crave for no possessions. Between clean and unclean food, I do not discriminate. I suffer little pain from passion's sting. With little self-importance, I have few desires. I crave not for objective and subjective things. Thus can I untie nirvana's knots. I console old people when they grieve, loving fun to the young I am a friend. A yogi I rove about all regions wishing devas and human beings to live in happiness. After hearing this song they said to Milarepa, to be sure, revered one, this is your life and practice, but please tell us what we should do. Be kind enough to give us, your disciples, some instructions and advice. The Jetson then emphasized the transiency of all beings, admonished them to practice the Dharma earnestly, and he sang the Song of Transience with 8 similes. Faithful disciples here assembled, ask yourselves, have I practiced Dharma with great earnestness? Has the deepest faith arisen in my heart? He who wants to practice Dharma and gain non-regressive faith should listen to this explanation of the mundane truths and ponder well their meaning. Listen to these parables and metaphors. A painting in gold, flowers of turquoise blue, floods in the vale above, rice in the vale below, abundance of silk, a jewel of veil, the crescent moon, and a precious sun. These are the 8 similes. No one has sung before such casual words on this. No one can understand their meaning if he heeds not the whole song. The gold painting fades when it is completed. This shows the illusory nature of all beings. This proves the transient nature of all things. Think then you will practice Dharma. The lovely flowers of turquoise blue are destroyed in time by frost. This shows the illusory nature of all beings. This proves the transient nature of all things. Think then you will practice Dharma. The flood sweeps strongly down the vale above, soon becoming weak and tame in the plain below. This shows the illusory nature of all beings. This proves the transient nature of all things. Think then you will practice Dharma. Rice grows in the vale below, soon with a sickle it is reaped. This shows the illusory nature of all beings. This proves the transient nature of all things. Think then you will practice Dharma. Elegant silken cloth, soon with a knife is cut. This shows the illusory nature of all beings. This proves the transient nature of all things. Think then you will practice Dharma. The precious jewel that you cherish soon will belong to others. This shows the illusory nature of all beings. This proves the transient nature of all things. Think then you will practice Dharma. The pale moonbeams soon will fade and vanish. This shows the illusory nature of all beings. This proves the transient nature of all things. Think then you will practice Dharma. A precious son is born, soon he is lost and gone. This shows the illusory nature of all beings. This proves the transient nature of all things. Think then you will practice Dharma. These are the 8 similes I sing. I hope you'll remember and practice them. Affairs and business will drag on forever, so lay them down and practice now the Dharma. If you think tomorrow is the time to practice, suddenly you find that life has slipped away. Who can tell when death will come? Ever think of this, devote yourself to Dharma practice. Hearing this song, all the patrons fell prostrate before Milarepa in their deep faith. Feeling a strong conviction of the truth contained in his admonishments, tears gushed from their eyes like the waters of a spring. 3 young men among them asked Milarepa to take them as his disciple servants. Thereupon the Jetson sang of the 10 difficulties. If a Buddhist be without benevolence, how can he subdue and convert evil people? If spiritual longing be not awakened, how can the merits grow within one? If a great yogi has no perseverance, how can the experiences and realization come? If a monk keeps not the priestly rules, how can he receive gifts, service, or respect? If a tantric yogi violates the precepts of Samaya, how can he gain powers or grace? If a patron be mean and parsimonious, he can never be of good repute. If a yogi jokes and talks of nonsense, he will never be respected. He who pays no heed to karma or to virtue will never understand the truth of voidness. If a trusted Lama grows tired of religion, he finds it hard to readjust to life. Though faith arises now within you, happy young men, self-control will still be hard. Though you now feel pressing and urgent need to practice Dharma, if you go too far, my sons, later you will be regretful. Let us now wish that we meet again. The power of karma will bring this to pass. Till we meet once more, will I, the yogi, by my words steadfastly abide. All happiness and good fortune I wish for you, dear patrons, health and freedom from all sickness, a long life free from injuries, and may sons and fathers meet again. I, the yogi, will wander where I please. You young men, so spoiled and happy, return now to your homes. Upon hearing this song, they all surrounded the Jetson, grasped his clothing and embraced his body, weeping, bowing down at his feet and making their wishes. Among them there was a young man who was extremely sincere. He pleaded again and again with Milarepa in great earnestness. Eventually the Jetson relented and accepted him as a disciple. He then brought the young man back to DC Snow Mountain, where he gave them the initiation and instructions. Later this young man attained emancipation and became known as Chon Repa, one of Milarepa's intimate sons. This is the story of Milarepa's meeting with Chon Repa.